I have the child. He is mine. You will not take him from me. Together, we will wield the Force. Show them. Hello there. What's going on, everybody? I'm getting in character. I'm getting really excited because we're 1 week away. 1 week from Darth Maul and more. So we're gonna be talking about all of this today. What do you think? Is Baby Yoda excited?
Yes, I'm very excited.
That's not what he sounds like. Anyway. What's going on, everybody? Put you over there for right now. Man, so FFG just dropped a little schedule of, like, a reminder. It's 1 week. It's 1 week from the in-flight report. 1 week from the Gen Con kind of opening festivities. And the schedule, and there's some interesting things to talk about. You know, they talk about some of the live stream events. Just about all the games are getting, you know, new product announcements. Plus, I mean, the in-flight report is going to have all of that. Of course, I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be restreaming, or we're going to talk about it. I'll do live streams. We'll do content that night. We'll kind of take a little break after the in-flight report. Kind of pause, come back with another. We'll do a live roundtable, talk about, like, oh my gosh, did you see that? Did you see that? What do you guys think of this? Kind of do hot takes after that. Gen Con itself is canceled in person. They're doing Gen Con online, a digital Gen Con instead, and that's basically what's going on with that. Also, if you guys watched my last live stream, I was giving these away, and so we just announced the winner for that on Patreon. And as well as, you know, the last one has already been sent out. So we're gonna probably do, you guys, should we do another giveaway for this live stream? Another promo giveaway? I don't know if you guys want me to give away some promos during this live stream or not. I kind of like doing that, you know. So you can let me know. Also, so a little admin stuff too. We've got some, you know, we got new masks. This is the newest one. Is the Darth Maul mask, and most of my masks are available as normal face mask and as gator neck. This is the neck gator. This is the neck gator version, and I'm using this one with the Celebration Mall hoodie. This one looks really cool, man. I love this one. I really love this one. So these are all in the Teespring shop. There's gonna be links to that in the description. You should be able to find that, and hopefully you'll see pictures of it behind underneath. New Star Wars Squadrons gameplay. This week is San Diego Comic-Con, so I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more. I mean, there's probably stuff dropping like as we speak, but I'm just talking Fantasy Flight and those Star Wars games today. Let me grab some goodies. Let's see what we're gonna give away today. What are we gonna give away today? I did Armada last time. Should I do? You guys want Armada giveaway this time? Or a Legion giveaway this time. Let's see that one. Oh, that's good too. Let's see. I'm looking through stuff. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Armada again, but I'm gonna make it a double. I see a lot of Armada stuff. All right. We're gonna do a double Armada, and I'm gonna take it back to the roots. And this is old, so we've got we're gonna do 2 giveaways. There we go. We're gonna get that. And this. Oh, yes. All right, so we're going to be giving away 2 promos today for Armada. And these will probably go up on, I'll put an extra set of these up on Patreon a little later on also. So let me do that. Because that's what I like to do. I like to do giveaways, and I happen to have some. I think Armada is what I probably have the most of as far as promos right now. So I tend to give these out on Patreon as well. All right, so, but now, all right, we got a couple people joining. We're going to talk about the meat and potatoes of this, of today's stream, which is, we're going to be talking all about Gen Con. This is almost going to be like a prelude to Gen Con and the in-flight report and the different things that are going to be announced, because even though so much stuff has been leaked, it looks like there's still some spoilers. All right, now the promos I'm giving away are Squadron promos. I'm giving these away right now on this stream. Well, you know, at the end of the stream. But I've got a TIE Fighter Squadron promo. This is old. I don't know what year this is from. This is probably from like Launch Wave, very, very beginning of Armada. And to complement that, I'm also giving away an X-Wing promo. So let me know, hashtag X-Wing, hashtag TIE Fighter, if you guys are interested. You know, and I'll pick 2 winners. So 2 different people will be able to get one of those today. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's see. What are we talking about today? We're talking about Gen Con. We're talking about the in-flight report. We're talking about FFG. Just they dropped a whole list of different live streams they're going to be having. Now let's talk about X-Wing first. X-Wing is going to be having some new reveals, but they also said they're going to talk about hyperspace, which means the points stuff is going to be coming out next week, or actually next weekend. That's going to be for the X-Wing live stream. They may drop the points, the night of the in-flight report, although I don't expect they will. I think they're going to want to focus on the new product, but the points will probably be dropping that weekend because a lot of hyperspace folks are doing that. So that's cool. And yeah, so that's exciting. I mean, I think, and we're really not sure exactly what the hyperspace, or rather the in-flight report's going to announce for X-Wing, because there's a lot of stuff on the plate right now. There's the ETA 2, the Jango's Slave 1, the V-Wing, and the Tri-Fighter. All that stuff is, like, I think, part of the next wave. That's my guess, based on what was leaked and what has been removed. But then at the same time, there's also the TIE RB, with the TIE Brute from Solo, and then that Continental, which we don't know what that is. You know, whether that's the Razor Crest or Dr. Afra's ship or something else. So that's coming. But then there's also those Aces packs, which have been kind of spoiled. They may showcase those also, but that's a lot of stuff for them to kind of leak all at once. So, and it seems like we're gonna get like Hera in a B-Wing or something like that, which would be kind of cool. I don't know if they're gonna do that. I think we're definitely gonna get an A-Wing repaint. We're definitely gonna get the A-Wing look out of that, so that's exciting, yeah, you've got like the Skystrike Academy hack, you've got the A-Wing, V-Wing, the Rebels, what are they, the Phoenix Squadron pack, and then like a Scum and Villainy Aces pack, it sounds like, or something like that. So that's all coming for X-Wing. I don't know how many of those things are actually going to announce. I think at least it's going to be the 4 Clone Wars stuff. I think that'll probably be Wave 8. So the Continental, Edward says maybe it'll be a Winnebago with wings. You thinking Spaceballs? Is that where you're going? You're taking this all the way to Spaceballs? Then is Armada getting Mega Made? Would be my question. So with that, we're also going to talk Armada. Armada, they are going to do not just a reveal. I mean, for the in-flight report, it'll be the reveal. But then for their Armada live stream, they're going to be unveiling the Armada gameplay and new rules as well. So there will be new rules for Armada, which is really worthy of a whole lot of speculation. And maybe I'll do a video on that this week as we kind of talk about what new rules are there going to be. Does this also mean, and this is the big question for me, does this also mean point changes or anything like that? That's kind of a big deal. So new rules for Armada, big deal there. Legion, of course, we've got Darth Maul and Anakin Skywalker coming for Legion, right? And are we gonna get Baby Yoda? Actually, this kind of goes into the next really interesting question. Somebody on Facebook today, and I think this is a total misconception. I think it's a total misconception. Said something along the lines of they thought that we were getting Moff Gideon and Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, from the Mandalorian, as like the other 2 expansions in that wave or something like that. And I'm like, I don't think there's any chance of that. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no, because they have talked. Oh, this is getting hot too. I'm in Florida, by the way. It's hot. I'm taking off the Darth Maul jacket now. But yeah, it's real hot in Florida, so you know what? These are gonna actually be. These are great for when you're outside and you need a face covering, but they're gonna be really, really good in the winter time because my ears get cold my ears get really cold. So if you're interested in something like one of those neck gaiters, we got a lot of designs. Okay, so let's keep going here. I don't think there's any chance of Din Djarin coming for Legion or Gideon right now. I mean, those will come eventually, but I think those are next year stuff. I think everything from The Mandalorian is at least a year out. Reason being is the development cycle for that stuff is extremely long, like a year in advance, and FFG doesn't get all this stuff ahead of time. They find out a lot of this stuff the same time we do, and they have said so with The Mandalorian. So I don't think we're getting Mandalorian-based products until next year. And they've even talked about more stuff coming from The Mandalorian. They've confirmed, yeah, they're doing Mandalorian stuff, but it's going to be a ways out. I don't think it's as close as like the next wave. I don't think there's a chance of that. Too soon. Also, and here's another reason, if Maul and Anakin are the beginnings of the next wave, then that means there's Force users. And Force users new Force users tend to come with new stuff. What's going on, Bleed Green? But yeah, no, new Force users tend to come with new Force powers and things like that. It makes sense if they're going to do a Force user for one or two factions to do Force users for the other factions. We got a super chat from Bleed Green. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Love you guys. Thank you so much for helping out and showing your support and showing your love. Definitely appreciate that. All right, so here's the my prediction. I think we're getting some more, Din Djarin and all that stuff. That'll probably be coming eventually, but we're not going to get the Mandalorian until we get other stuff for the other factions to kind of go along with that. Like the Mandalorian would go good for a time that we get, bounty hunters for the CIS, or there were even good bounty hunters and stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna get more like heroes. Like that would be a good time when we get Commander Cody, right, for the clones, and Aura Singh for the CIS to get Din Djarin, and then somebody like Moff Gideon or something like that. Those make more sense to do, in a wave of like regular folks, like super regular dudes, like Batman type guys, right? Not when we get Superman. You can't have Force users. You can't have Darth Maul come out at the same time as Gideon. I mean, come on. So I think we're gonna get Kanan or Ezra. I also think that we're going to get Inquisitors. I think we're gonna see our first Inquisitor, whether or not it's a named Inquisitor like the Grand Inquisitor or Seventh Sister or something like that, or if it's a generic Inquisitor pack, which I think would be really cool. I'd love to see something like that. All right, I'm gonna try and get to some questions here. Let me get a little closer. All right, I gotta take off my glasses so I can see. All right. No, Netrunner 2.0, no, that isn't gonna happen. Although they do have that universe, the Android universe. There could be another Android type game. And I'm sorry, my hair is getting really long too. I haven't had a haircut in a while, so yeah, we're getting kind of scruffy looking. I'm getting scruffy. Who's scruffy looking? All right. So, what do people think the odds of a generic Jedi and Armada and Legion? I think that's very possible. I think Armada we gotta wait and see, but I mean I hope so. JJ asks, do you think FFG will add configuration card for the TIE Bomber and X-Wing Armada based on the new Squadrons game? I think the new Squadrons game is going to bring a lot of stuff that is going to impact these games. Absolutely. But I think we're still a ways out. I think we are at least a year out from stuff like that, because in probably a year, by the time it releases, I wouldn't want them to design stuff based on the Squadrons game now, because they haven't played the Squadrons game yet. So, IndieCom, I'm predicting a reboot of Imperial Assault set in the sequel era. I don't think so. Not this year. But I do think we're going to get a reboot of Imperial Assault set in the X-Men universe. That's my prediction. But and that's because there was a X-Men Mutant Insurrection game title that was leaked from Fantasy Flight. So that's something that's supposedly announced. But at the same time, there's two unannounced products that they have scheduled time slots with their live stream schedule. Two unannounced products. So that's like, wait, what? I kind of have a good idea of what the one is. What's the other one? Is it the rumored Star Wars card game? Since Destiny went away and there's no Star Wars LCG anymore, are they? Here's what I'm hoping. I think it would be kind of cool is if they went ahead and they followed what Marvel Champions is, how it's like an LCG, but you just buy one character and it's cooperative LCG. I would like a Star Wars kind of game like that, one where you're not playing against each other too. So I don't know how many of you guys. Let me know in the comments how many of you guys have played or are playing Marvel Champions, because like that co-op nature is interesting. Because sometimes you want a co-op, and I'm not a big co-op fan. Will there be a card pack for Armada? Max asks. Yes, that's already been revealed that there is a upgrade card pack. Although that's one of my biggest questions is what's coming in the upgrade card pack. Ahsoka for Legion. Yes. I'm definitely hoping we see Ahsoka for Legion. I don't know if it'll be in this wave. I want a very Jedi lightsaber user heavy wave though. I definitely. If you guys watched Double Critical, we actually did our last episode. We were talking very heavily about Force users and what would make them different, and I think that was a really interesting episode. It was one of our cooler episodes as far as like some of the design ideas we kind of dove into. So that's kind of what we do with Double Critical. We're like, hey, how can we make Force users different without just making them the same? Enjoying Marvel Crisis Protocol over Marvel Champions. Oh yeah. So I did. We got this guy. I finally got. Did you guys check out? I finally got Thanos, and I painted him up a little bit. He came out okay. Is that showing up all right? Yeah, it's not. It's live streaming, so it's not like really the best quality right now. But we did Thanos. Thanos was fun. He goes into his base, and I haven't got to use him yet, but Thanos is super cool. But boy, his base. He's got like the largest base ever, right? So how do you store him? I just have him sitting on top of everything else. All right. Cannot wait for Wolverine. Yeah, because we're getting X-Men for Marvel Crisis Protocol, and that's the other thing. That's Atomic Mass Games has stuff that they're going to be announcing. I don't think they're announcing a new game because they also release their schedule events, and it's really just like, hey, let's talk about the new announcement, and then we're going to all of their live streams are like how to paint your miniatures and how we design games and how to make your colors pop. And I'm like, okay, those aren't as exciting for me. I'll be honest. I'm more interested in the new stuff. But that's the kind of the line of work I'm in. Also, if you guys are just joining in, I'm giving away some Armada promos during this live stream. I've got an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter promo. Just let me know which one you want. Hashtag X-Wing, hashtag TIE Fighter. And so we'll do that towards the end of the stream. All right, so out of all of this stuff, I'm curious what you guys are excited about. I am curious because I've got, I cater to a lot of different games, right? I mean, like the big three are X-Wing, Legion, and Armada, and but also there's Marvel Crisis Protocol, but also there's TI4, right? That's the other thing. That's probably one of their one of their live streams is probably going to be the TI4 expansion. That will probably be. You know what? You're probably right. It's probably just going to be X-Men and TI4. There's probably no Star Wars card game. And I love TI4, but yeah, that's probably what the unannounced game number 2 is going to be. Yeah. Oh, but it's not a whole game. It's just an expansion, but I mean, they're probably gonna have expansions for everything. I don't know if they're gonna have the TI4 ready to be like unboxed. I don't know. Yeah, but that's gonna be interesting. I'm really curious. I want to hear from somebody like the Broken Token or whatever how they're going to kind of address the whole. Oh, you guys have a lot more stuff. Like I don't know if I want to get a whole nother organizer for TI4. That's a rough one. That is a rough one. I think what I'll probably do is all right. If TI4, it's this game. It's heavy. Twilight Imperium, 4th edition. Maybe #1 board game of all time. I think it's my number one. It's a real heavy, thick, and it's both heavy, rules heavy, and best 4X game ever, sure. Maybe one of the best games ever. Like, if you have, and all of my favorite games have conditions, right? But, yeah. All right, Bleed Green asks, what do you think the next Armada ship will be for the Rebels? You're really hoping for an MC-40. That's a really good question, because I don't know if they're going to start pulling from lesser known stuff. I feel like if I'm doing it from a marketing standpoint, if I had to sell it, and I needed to make sure that distributors would buy it, game stores would buy it, and that I could reach the most people, I'm going to go with what Carter McLean just suggested. It's going to be the Dornian gunship. That's probably maybe the most requested, or at least it's at the top of my list for cannon ships that we haven't seen really get represented yet. Sorry, I'm phlegmy today. Just finished a huge cup of coffee not long ago. All right, so yeah, I think the Dornian gunship. But the problem with the Dornian gunship is it's small. It's really small. Like, it may be too small to be a small ship. It may have to be a flotilla, and that really kind of is like, is that mechanically going to work out well enough? Another way they could consider it. What if they did flotillas that were breaking the boundaries of what we think of as flotillas? What if a flotilla was not really, really small ships, but what if it was a flotilla of already known ships, like a flotilla of Nebulons on a medium or large base? Like, there's no rule that says flotillas must be on a small base, right? It's just the two that we have happen to be on small bases, and they may certainly stay on small bases. But wouldn't that be interesting if they were to say, hey, what if we did a large-based flotilla of CR-90s or Nebulon Bs, or for the Empire of Architans, a flotilla of Architans? That would be pretty cool. I would love to see them go outside of the box like that. So, yeah, if you are just joining us, FFG dropped a live stream, and yeah, it's a list of live stream events that are going to be taking place during Gen Con Online. Next week's stuff. Raphael asks about X-Wing's future. We are definitely expecting the next wave to be, FFG has already confirmed to me that they are dropping the next wave of X-Wing as far as announcing it during the in-flight report, which is going to be next Wednesday night. Next Wednesday night, I'll be covering it. They'll be having it on their Twitch. So FFG doesn't live stream to YouTube anymore. So all you guys that prefer to watch your stuff on YouTube, you can tune in here and you'll get all that information this way. But if you like to watch Twitch, you can go over to FFG's Twitch channel. They did say that they're gonna upload the stuff to YouTube, to their YouTube channel afterwards. But by then, it's all gonna be, it's all gonna be known already. So if you want to catch it live, you can watch it with me. We'll kind of host a watch party, and we'll do that. So that'll be fun. And then, of course, we'll take a little break afterwards, and maybe come back a little bit after, come back after that, and kind of sit down and have a roundtable discussion with what we think. So I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a fun night. And yeah, and so that'll be fun. Let's see what else is going on. All right, so yeah, so we do expect. So I'm talking about X-Wing. We kind of covered it already. I do think they're gonna announce the next wave at least. I don't know if they're gonna go beyond just that wave, and they're gonna talk about some of those extra expansions like the Squadron packs or things like the Continental, which may be part of Wave 8, maybe something else. Like, we don't know how big waves are now, since Wave 7 is only 3 ships, and we haven't gotten any preview articles for Wave 7 either. I expect they'll probably use some of their time during Gen Con to kind of, they may wait until afterwards, but I mean, we're probably going to get previews of Wave 7 sooner or later. And a lot of people do think the Razor Crest is going to be the Continental. It's possible. I don't know just yet. We're gonna see. All right, let's see what else. Hello from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Well, hello, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Thank you for joining the live stream. We're talking about all the new cool stuff that is going to be announced next week. X-Wing, Armada, Legion. Tobias says, new subscriber here and new to Tabletop Games. All your content has been really helpful and helped you learn and enjoy getting into the hobby. Thanks, Crabbok. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's kind of what I'm here for. Like, X-Wing was what got me into tabletop gaming. And and that'll be really fun. And so like I'm hoping to get more people in. You know, it was the gateway game for me. Next cross faction for Legion. I don't know. The next cross faction. I don't know if they want to do too many cross faction things. I think it could definitely be like we might get an old man Ben Kenobi that could use Obi-Wan Kenobi's command cards. I think the problem is there's not a whole. I mean, you could probably get some things that are Empire and Republic, like Wolf Yularen and things like that. You could probably get some things that maybe you might be able to see something Separatist and Rebellion. I don't know. You might. Well, actually, you could probably get Hondo. Hondo Anaka would be a good multi-faction, like maybe every faction. They need to get away from faction stuff as much, and like I hope they announce sub-factions. I hope they announce a lot of stuff like that. Do you have some predictions for Crisis Protocol besides the X-Men? Well, X-Men kind of opens up a whole lot of stuff. So outside of the X-Men themselves, I know last time when I did a live stream, we were kind of speculating on some of the villains that they could bring in because, some people like Sabretooth and Magneto and Juggernaut seem to go hand in hand there. There's big scale villains too, like Apocalypse, and the Four Horsemen and stuff like that, that are also really fun and they give us a whole lot of options. I think Deadpool is kind of a X-Men adjacent type of person. TI4 expansion, please. Yes, that's absolutely coming. It's already been leaked. It's called Prophecy of Kings, and it allows for 8 players. It adds leaders and extra ships to all of the players already, so you're gonna have some more minis for every player, and more tiles and things like that. So it's just adding a whole lot more, and I think 7 new factions. So the Twilight Imperium is absolutely getting an expansion, which is really exciting because I love that game. The one game that a lot of people want an expansion for, they're probably not going to get, is Rebellion. But then there's another game that really needs an expansion. I hope we see something about this. Outer Rim. This game, I don't know if I have ever seen a game come out that needed an expansion as badly as this one does. Because it's a fun game, but it's just like it. You play it and you feel like this could be so much better. It could be so much better. It's just like, and that's what makes this hurt so bad, because it's like, it's got some cool mechanics that you can just totally ignore, and I'm like, oh, it could just, if only there was a little bit more done to it, it would be perfect. So an expansion for Outer Rim, I'm super excited about. So I'm hoping they announce that. They could have more things announced that just aren't things that they're ready to have live streams for. So like if Outer Rim has an expansion announced, maybe it's just not going to get its own dedicated live stream during Gen Con. Maybe it'll be like 2 months later, which is fun. Same thing with the TI4 expansion. There could be more all new games coming beyond whatever X-Men game they're getting ready to announce. And however, like I'm really curious if they're going to be making like an X-Men version of Imperial Assault or an all new game, or if it's going to be a reskin of something else, right? What if it was a 4X game? What if they did like a TI4, a Twilight Imperium kind of version of like X-Men Imperium? Like maybe what if Marvel hit the 4X universe, right? Wouldn't that be something wild? Could you imagine like each of you play as a different mutant and you're exploring like this wasteland, trying to find other mutants and form your own supergroup or something like that? Like that, wouldn't that be crazy? Like Secret Wars? Oh, that would be interesting. Is Secret Wars the one where they all had to fight against each other? Yeah. I'm trying to think. What's the other one when the Skrulls were taking over? Is that Secret Invasion or something like that? I guess some of the different timelines mixed up. All right, so basically, like the big things that I'm still curious of are what are Mystery Games 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure one of them is going to be X-Men. I don't know what the number 2 is for sure, because if it's an all-new game, I don't know. If it's a expansion, there's lots of options. So that, and then there's also Marvel Champions new stuff coming out too, for those of you who are Marvel Champions players. And it's an interesting game. I do hope that we see a Star Wars version of Marvel Champions. I'm all in favor of them making more Star Wars games that don't necessarily have to have plastic miniatures, although plastic miniatures are great. I feel like some of they're taking away a little bit from the production capability, because like FFG only has so much production capability, and the more minis games they make, like that's one of the reasons why you don't, I feel like that's one of the reasons why you don't see as much Armada and X-Wing recently. They're doing all this Legion stuff. Look, Armada and X-Wing, if I could go back in time, I might say, they should have made them unpainted, or at least had an unpainted option. Because think how much faster they could crank out stuff if they didn't have, like if they just had a ship on a sprue and you had to assemble it yourself and could paint it yourself. First off, I would love that. I really enjoy painting ships. But also it would make them cheaper and much easier to produce. Like I can't tell you guys, my number one thing that I get like emails for and stuff is like, do you know when this is coming back in stock? Do you know when that's coming back in stock? I want to get into Legion. I can't find Death Troopers. I want to get into Armada. I can't find a Imperial Star Destroyer, a Gladiator, an Architans, what have you. These things are always out of print, and as soon as they come back in print, they're out of print again. So, like they can't make this stuff fast enough for people to buy it, and so it's like there's definitely. And that's a good thing for the health of the game, because that means that people are eager to keep buying. So it tells FFG, hey, keep making this stuff, and that's great. But I'm kind of hoping that the new announcements don't feature a whole new miniatures game line, And so if they do announce like an X-Men game that's like an Imperial Assault clone with a whole slew of miniatures, there's gonna be a little part of me that's like, that's gonna take away from, because X-Men's gonna be, honestly, Marvel is practically a license, just like Star Wars. Marvel is a license for FFG to print money. Same thing with Atomic Mass Games. Like the Crisis Protocol is doing really well. Like if you look at the Facebook group for that, it's doing exceedingly well. So like, and honestly, there's a ton of really, really great painters painting Crisis Protocol stuff that make me feel very inadequate. They're fantastic. But same thing with like Legion. There's a ton of really good Legion painters doing that stuff. But I just feel like you start, the more minis games you produce, the less they're gonna have. Scalpers are ready to sell you ships for triple retail. Yeah, no kidding. All right, hey, let's announce some giveaway winners. Let's find some giveaway winners, because we're doing the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter. Let me scroll up, and I'm gonna scroll up and go through the comments and see who left some stuff for TIE Fighter and X-Wing, who was looking for some of that stuff. All right. All right, so if I call your name, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to email me. It's gonna be mailcrabbok@gmail.com, and I'll get your shipping info. So let's go with, for the TIE Fighter, that's gonna be James Aspen. Congratulations. And for the X-Wing, let's see. I'll scroll down a little farther. I don't want to get people too close to each other. Let's see. Oh, I'm getting there. I could have sworn. All right. Oh, let's see. I think I went past it. I thought I saw it earlier. I'm still picking. Let's go with, Let's go with Bleed Green Productions. You guys are always so supportive. Here's my way to give back to you guys. All right. So just email me for your X-Wing and TIE Fighter promos. And thank you guys for playing. And again, I got another copy of this, so I got 2 copies. These are the other copy is going to go up on Patreon. So if you guys are patrons, you're already going to have an extra shot at all of this stuff. And yeah, and we do little giveaways all the time. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for this live stream. It's going to be a really difficult, slow week of waiting for all of this new stuff to come out. That's going to be the most interesting part. It's just waiting. Like, what is coming up next? I don't know. But I've got lots of, and I'll probably do, I'm probably going to put all of these thoughts together in like a consolidated video that I maybe publish this weekend for early next week to be kind of get everybody ready for Gen Con. It'll be like a Gen Con pre-show video that I put out. But I'm excited about stuff outside of FFG also. We talk about Atomic Mass Games. And I may have some interviews with some other folks. Simon has a new Massive Darkness coming out, and I think they're going to have a panel where they talk a little bit more about the changes to Massive Darkness, which is a pretty fun game, or a pretty interesting game at least, and hopefully it'll be more fun. We'll have to see. Maybe there'll be some new scenery. I'm always looking to review more terrain and look at more, because I love terrain is my favorite part of Legion. If you guys saw today's video too, like the LV427 stuff, it's super cool. I love reviewing terrain, so I love getting in touch with terrain companies that are like, hey, let's work out a review, and it's really fun. Sometimes they reach out to me, sometimes I reach out to them. And so that much is always a fun part. I really look forward to doing that. Because it also makes me want to set up more battlefields and stuff. IA skirmish mode. Oh, here's a question for you, and I'm gonna sign off with this one. So if you're watching later, you can also answer down in the comments. Do you think if they reboot IA, or Descent, right, with like a new game, like whether it's X-Men or whatever, do you think that it'll have the skirmish mode that IA has? Because would that be maybe stepping on Marvel Crisis Protocol's feet a little bit too much? Interesting stuff. I don't know if they'll do that or not. I'm not sure. Then again, what was to stop you from just doing it anyway? I guess it depends on how they do units and stuff like that. Be really exciting. All right, well, I will talk to you guys later. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.